Good morning. Welcome to post-international pre-Champions League weekend. We're going to be very, very cautious. Let's take a look at yesterday and some lessons to learn from yesterday. If you want to make more consistent profits, we stay with the elite leagues only, and we employ liability control on all the other leagues. Let me tell you more about it. A few hits for me yesterday. I wasn't in the right frame of mind. I had to go to the computer shop and stop being scammed. I was sold a laptop that I didn't need because this computer I'm on now, I was told was written off. Not even good for spare parts. I've been doing 7 12-hour days, AI music, live streams, making videos, mastering music, which takes a lot of CPU, creating apps, particularly a computer diagnostics app. So these clowns in these repair shops don't have to feed me any more Bobby bullshit. And they are despicable people selling an old codger antivirus for 55 quid when it's freely available online. Disgusting. AI, you see, got no ego, no profit motive, got straight to the source of the problem. And it actually gave instructions to the computer man. Take the back off, affix the ribbon, bang. Did he do that? I did it when I got home. He faffed about like thinking I was a complete and utter Forrest Gump. But I got all my money back yesterday, 250 quid. So I'm delighted. And I blew it all on a Saturday. This is what we should be doing. Elite leagues only. That's the kind of liability I want. Took Marseille on because it's a post-international pre-Champions League and it's a local derby. 2-0, great entry point, 1.18. That's the liability we want. I don't want to start getting involved in this kind of nonsense. Made a loss with Standard Liège and sort of Valagem as well, laying the draw here as well. So lessons learnt. And I think most importantly for us, you've got to control your liability in these lower leagues. What do I mean? Well, let's look at the Standard Liège match as an example. Completely right frame of mind. They were 1 point something on the XG in reaction to going to playing 10 men. But what happened here? What I would recommend in the future if you're going to these leagues and the Dutch Eredivisie and the First Division, etc., have a liability out. Mine is usually a third of liability as loss. So had I employed that, I would have got out with a 13 pound loss, which is a third of liability, and it would have reduced my liability hugely. Similar story. Don't get me to buy your lottery tickets. The only match in the Eredivisie without a goal, old Muggins picks it. Why? RKC Velvik dominating. 1.45 up to about 1.7 expected goals. Great stats. 0-0. The only match in a league with a 79% over 1.5 goal record. No, sorry, not 79, 89% over 1.5 goal record. What we should have done yesterday, looking at the elite leagues only. Let's focus purely on those, and you'll have seen an £8 loss here. Looking at this, I missed a trick here. 2.45 the favourite suggests Hoffenheim are not going to be winning 1-3. They did score first, should have been taken on. Mainz have a good head-to-head record. That's the reason why it's 2.45. Season-wise, the form is awful. What would our next match have been after Germany? It would have been Spain. Or Old Reliables, Bodo Glimt, ended that draw. So Old Reliables and elite leagues. We would have gone to Spanish La Liga. Because this is a relegation 6-pointer, could have laid that draw second half. Had a far, far quieter and less frenetic Friday. Let's have a look at today's trading angles. And please, please, please have in the back of your mind at all times post-international pre-Champions League and the possibility to take on Champions League sides, particularly if they're leading by 2 goals, particularly if their odds are about 1.15 and lower. Keep that liability low because Marseille turned up yesterday. That could indicate these Champions League sides are going to turn up today. But they've got the fatigue and the distraction to work with. Non-elite, watch out for Union Saint-Gilloise and Club Brugge involved in the Champions League. Both odds on favourite at home, just waiting for the odds to populate here. Both odds on at home could be vulnerable. 1.4 and 1.48. Pre-Champions League is going to be distracting them. Interesting, Burnley have a huge pattern of goals before half-time, edging towards 2 a game before half-time. That surprised me as well. I thought it was old Mr. Cardigan, Scott Parker, keeping it tight at the back. Chelsea have only failed to score once. They are post-international pre-Champions League, could be affected, particularly away from home, particularly if Burnley revert to type, i.e. 10 at the back. But watch out for that habit before halftime. It is a real absolute standout. Bournemouth and West Ham is a match you're going to have to tread carefully with. Nuno Espirito Santo at West Ham, getting a tune out of them, albeit only shown in the home matches so far. Watch out. Bournemouth, though, they have had 2 consecutive away defeats against Man City and Aston Villa, but they only tend to lose to big Champions League and Europa League sides. Fascinating match. You cannot discount West Ham under Nuno Espirito. New manager syndrome et al. 3 wins in 4 at home for Brighton. 4 defeats in 5 away for Brentford. It should pick itself. 2+ goals for Brighton. Again, has the international break spoilt that momentum? That's something to answer a bit later on. Fulham are your archetypal Jekyll and Hyde. Not conceding that second goal at home. Playing a Sunderland who've scored 2 goals in 3 of the last 4 matches. This is going to be competitive. You can tell that by the odds. Fulham need home points to survive the relegation or potential relegation problem. Apart from that, they're losing elsewhere. So it's going to be defence v attack. Watch out for Sunderland's potential 2-goal habit to resurrect. Sunderland will be eyeing this, but Fulham defensively at home, far better. Liverpool against newly managed Nottingham Forest. This has got banana skin written all over it. Sean Dyche's Forest. Don't know if they're quality enough to take Liverpool, but it's just post-international pre-Champions League Liverpool. They're all over the shop as well. Losing under Arne Slot. He must be pulling his hair out. So Liverpool, if leading 1-0 and 1.2 or lower, have a target on their back for me and will be layable. Wolves and Crystal Palace. Wolves new manager Rob Edwards, knowing their luck, they've probably hired Rob Edwards, the Newcastle Falcons rugby coach. Might give a bit of a fight to them today. Crystal Palace, no Europa League distraction this week. They are in really good form. Worked defensively as well. 1-0 conceded recently. They'll have not enjoyed this international break, Palace, because that defensive momentum, if they continue their goal scoring, has got points written all over it. Newcastle and Man City, both involved in the Champions League. Be very careful. Erling Haaland has a taste for goal domestically and internationally. He's absolutely torn the internationals apart. The goal difference for Norway is just off the charts. The ponytailed Viking doing a magnificent job. French Ligue 1, another elite league. This is a top 4 clash. So in that regard, it's going to be a difficult match for me to pick a winner in. Rennes and Monaco, pre-Champions League Rennes, 2.45 the favourite. It's got struggle written all over it. Paris Saint-Germain, you could even lay them at the off. Le Havre are starting to keep clean sheets. They'll have not liked this international break. Really defensively sound recently. Could give PSG something to worry about. PSG 1-0 lead should be odds of about 1.14, 1.13. Definitely layable. Purely on this weekend only. German Bundesliga, newly promoted Hamburger, given a chance here today against Augsburg 2. Not a match I want at all. Bayern Munich. Freiburg are involved in Europa League, but not today. Bayern Munich, post-international pre-Champions League, do manage to get out of jail. 3-3 against Union Berlin recently is a sign that Champions League could hit them. Definitely, again, like Paris Saint-Germain, layable if leading. Likely, though, to do a number on Freiburg, but they do have internationals chock full. Harry Kane, for example, up front. Luis Diaz up front. Olise, etc., etc. Dortmund against Stuttgart. This could be a bit of a pipe opener for Dortmund. Post-international pre-Champions League. They've got a target on them, but Stuttgart have been scoring. They're having one of their best seasons for a while. They're not involved in Europe, but they face that yellow wall. 3 clean sheets in 4 for Dortmund. Heidenheim and Mönchengladbach. Totally unreadable Mönchengladbach. Can pick up the odd win here and there, but absolutely awful, unreliable. Wolfsburg and Bayer Leverkusen, be careful. Post-international pre-Champions League Bayer Leverkusen. The usual habits, goal before half-time of both teams to score. We're going to see that today. They have been in really good form since getting rid of Den Haag, which made me laugh. Well, it makes me cry as well, how he can make a multi-million pounds settlement for being crap at his job. The world has gone absolutely mad. Eintracht Frankfurt involved in the Champions League as well. FC Köln newly promoted and at home. Watch out. This has got, like Mainz and Hoffenheim, you're expecting Frankfurt to deliver, but we could see some fun today from FC Köln. Both teams have scored in all away matches for Eintracht Frankfurt, so another Champions League side who could see themselves vulnerable today. Moving on down to SerieA, Cagliari against Genoa. Genoa have got 4 consecutive 2-1 results. One of them a defeat. Is that your pattern for today? Certainly it's got both teams to score an over 2.5 goal written on it if that continues. Cagliari going to be one of those sides who are going to park the bus. Udinese and Bologna. Udinese going to have to respect Bologna's 2-goal habit. 7 of the last 8 matches, Bologna have scored 2 goals. Fiorentina yet to win this season, playing post-international pre-Champions League Juventus. This is where Fiorentina could eye a win, and very, very unlikely win against the old lady today. I see potential struggles for the old lady away from home, but they are playing a weak Viola. Napoli and Atalanta both involved in the Champions League. Derby-style match. Not even going to attempt to touch that one. The Dutch Eredivisie is an elite league, but it's not top of my list. I would go Germany, England, Spain, Italy as the main leagues. So with that in mind, we're going to be moving down to Spanish La Liga. Alaves and Celta Vigo, 2.7 the favourite, should have you running for the hills already. Celta Vigo have banished that 1-1 sequence by an ability to score 2 goals in the last 3 matches. But Alaves have a both teams to score habit at home, so we might see that. Celta Vigo, they're having nightmares about this. 1-1, 1-1, 1-1. As you can see the manager with that 1-1 nightmare. Barcelona and Atletico Bilbao both involved in the Champions League, so I can't research this. Pointless to research. Barcelona, the better side, but the last time post-international pre-Champions League, or even pre-international, Robert Lewandowski missed a penalty to make it 2-2 against Sevilla and ended up losing 4-1. So there is a potential banana skin, but Atletico Bilbao are just poor. Compound that with the Champions League, and they're likely to be caught out again. Osasuna, Real Sociedad, 2.75 the favourites, probably the highest odds you're going to see for match odds. It's telling you to run to the hills. Absolutely awful. Not worth researching. Even if you can get an angle in, you can't rely on it. A side you should be able to rely on, all wins bar a draw at home for the Yellow Submarine against the Islanders today, who don't travel well. They're far better at home, Mallorca, and for good reason. I wouldn't want to leave Mallorca. I loved it when I was there during COVID. So that's the elite leagues for us. Let's have a look at some expected goals. The XG analysis will give you the Achilles heels of the teams as the season progresses. Where are the holes in their attack or defence? Well, I panicked a bit because my software produced this, but it did give me the analysis underneath. I like this. It's a nice, clear analysis, but I did do it again. I like this layout here. It's particularly good, isn't it? This tells you already 1.10 for Fulham. I will have to download this report. Hopefully it will be. Look, there we go. That's more like it, isn't it? So I'll be sharing these with you today. I have to redo them all, I'm afraid. But you can quite clearly see where Fulham's problems lie. The average of 1.1, Sunderland's 1.16 defence. Sunderland have been scoring 2 goals of late. That's problematic for Fulham, whose expected goals against is edging towards 2, meaning they're giving sides a chance to score 2+ goals. Sunderland, with 3 wins in 3 2+ goal matches in 4, could make them pay. Manchester City and Newcastle United. Well, you can see expected goals per game for Newcastle at 1.33, but their defence is where their strengths lie. Similar with Manchester City. So they're solid enough defences, but when you've got Erling Haaland in the side and you're creating enough quality chances for 2 goals a game, you don't need an invitation. Manchester City have struggled to score that second goal, particularly with the Champions League distraction. I could see problems for Newcastle United at home today. Burnley against Chelsea. Well, I'm going to have to redo this because I think that's inaccurate. My instincts were absolutely right. Nowhere near is it 2 plus 1.82 Burnley. That's just ridiculous. 0.91 recounts their problems, and it's also going to be compounded by Chelsea's ability to keep sides from comfortably scoring that second goal or creating enough chances for that second goal. The problem that Burnley will have today is keeping Chelsea from scoring 2 goals. They're creating enough quality chances. One of the best XGs in the league to score 2, and look at Burnley's concession rate. This has got 0-2, 1-2 written all over it, unless the Champions League curse and the curse of the post-international break catches Chelsea out. So one last report, Wolves and Crystal Palace. I've got a problem with the XG. It gave Wolves 1.67. Now, I picked it out, but if I'm going to be giving this to you to use, you're going to be expecting that it's going to get it right the first time. So I've got the app working on correcting that as well. I've done a whole load of reports for you today as well, but the format is completely wrong. I can't even see them, which is disappointing. So I've got to do all of that work now, and it's 10 a.m. AI, where's Sarah Connor? Get her to sort this lot out. So one last XG look. That's more like it for Wolves. It's not 1.67. That's just ridiculous. 0.87. Don't forget, new manager Rob Edwards. Is he going to get more than 1 goal out of them today? Crystal Palace, though, defensively sound. You've seen that with the recent clean sheets. And their ability to score 2 goals will create enough chances for 2 goals a game. Wolves should pay the price today. I will hopefully see you for a live stream. It's penciled in for 2:30 p.m. But please remember, I am in Guernsey at the moment. I'm with family. Sometimes family will get in the way. Unlike in Thailand, here, family might get in the way. My sister's arriving. I've got to move home to my brother's in the countryside in Guernsey. It'd be beautiful. But he might be picking me up at a specific time, which will scupper my ability to do a live stream. So my apologies in advance. You know it's a rarity. It takes a lot for me to miss a session. You know that after years and years of being with me. So the odd occurrence when I'm back home with family, I hope you'll understand that, particularly with what the family are going through at the moment with my mum's hip operation, my dad's immobility issues. I have to be there on hand. That's why I'm here. No other reason than to ensure that they remain mobile and active and don't start getting worse. They are in fine spirits, which is great to hear. So you'll be getting the e-letter today, but I have to redo all of the reports now to make them readable. It's only for the Premier League now. I did a whole load of reports for you for the other leagues, but they won't be readable. What a pity. But I'll get that right for next weekend. 14-day free trial. If you're interested in that, today is the time to begin. With the Premier League returning, you get 2 weeks. If you do it on a Saturday, what, you're going to get a couple of Saturdays off me? You get today and next Saturday. And you'll get the free live streams and all that. So I hope you'll join. Be great to see you. Members anyway, I'll be seeing you from 2:30 p.m. and I will keep you in touch about whether the live stream can be done or not. I am going on the assumption I will be presenting a live stream for you at 2:30 p.m. Have a great weekend. Be careful, post-international, pre-Champions League could cause problems.